Hello, everyone. Welcome to our next Tresorit webinar. Hope everyone's here. We are really excited to show you what the team has been working on really hard here at Tresorit. And we are excited to show you another security features that could be really useful to secure your data. First, let me introduce myself. I'm 𝗀𝗶𝗴𝗵. I joined Tresorit in 2019, and I'm a senior customer success manager, supporting a huge variety of customers in Europe and working them closely to help them secure their most valuable information. And my co-host here is 𝗴𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗂. Peter, please introduce yourself.
Hello and welcome to our webinar. I'm 𝗴𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗂 and I'm the Chief Product Officer at Tresorit. And as such, I'm responsible for defining and executing the product strategy, bringing those features to our customers and especially to our administrators that they value the most and that helps them to fulfill their secure communication needs.
So before we show you what's new, we wanted to highlight something that still in place and will never change, our mission. We believe that data privacy is a human right, and we are in business to protect people's and businesses' data and help them to take back the control of their digital valuables. That's something that's fundamental, and that's something that we always keep in mind when we are building new things. First of all, let us share what we see on the market and what kind of challenges we've seen that inspired us to develop these new features that you will see. At the moment, as you've seen, different data breaches, we believe that file sharing is still a major risk and one of the most important risks. A lot of people who we asked said that loss of control over their files when they are sharing documents externally is their top risk. And of course, we are after the pandemic, and enterprise admins say that it's more important. Of course, everyone's working from home, and it becomes extremely difficult to secure your file sharing and when your data leaves your environment to keep it still secure. And of course, working from home is something that companies have to deal with if they want to keep talent. So that challenge probably won't change in the near future. We spoke to a lot of IT admins, and they face many different and many new challenges. As I said, remote working is becoming the new normal. Most of us still work from home, either partially or fully. And with that, admins had to introduce a lot of new systems, and the whole IT environment became more complex. You have to manage a lot of new solutions, a lot of new vendors, and at the same time, you still have to keep the level of security the maximum. In many cases, if people are working from home, it's really difficult to keep security while not disrupting their daily work. People sometimes see security as the necessary evil, so it's really difficult to make it really easy for them and not change their daily workflows. And of course, we've seen the Dropbox breach, we've seen the Uber breach. A potential breach is still a major risk. And in most of the cases, it's because of an authorization weakness. In many cases, people still struggle with identity and access management to ensure that only the needed people have access to their documents and to make sure the minimal level of access. But out of those, what we see is that the top 3 challenges are the following. First of all, user management. It's when you have a lot of new and existing tools and a plethora of users, it's really difficult to manage each and every user, make sure everyone has the needed rights, but not more. So that's the first. The second is keeping employees security aware. Of course, in most of the cases recently, the main reason for a breach was human error. People were social engineered, people responded to a phishing attack. So it's always a challenge to keep employees security aware. And in this new environment, it's really difficult for admins to see what happens in their team, who are they sharing documents with, what kind of documents do they have access to, and to monitor the whole thing and to report on that. So those are the 3 most important challenges what we see, but we are really interested to understand what you see and what kind of challenges are you facing. So we created a poll, and please let us know which of these is the most important, what keeps you up at night.
Yeah, so I think we received almost all of you answered, so we can conclude our poll. Interestingly, the security awareness and keeping employees security aware is one of the top challenges that you see in your organization or in your everyday role. Thank you for these valuable insights. We will reflect on that later. In the next couple of minutes, I would like to show you how we are approaching these 3 challenges and what solutions can we provide you to tackle these challenges. On the user management side, we try to simplify user management through connections with your identity providers. Then the security awareness front, we enable you to create and manage policy templates with different settings depending on the confidentiality levels that you require. And on the insights front, we are providing you user activity reports that provide detailed view about who accessed and what content within Tresorit. In the next few slides, I will go through each of these 3 categories one by one. And I will show you one feature and one control option that is existing for a very long time, and also I will show you one of our newest features in this group, because we think like old and already existing features are there for a reason. They are very fundamental, and of course we would like to draw your attention to our new options. So, starting with user management, I would like to start with one of our one of our earliest, but still the most fundamental option for user management, which is called advanced control. There are some cases when it is desired that even the administrators don't have access to the contents of the users within a Tresorit subscription. But in any other cases, I would strongly advise to turn on advanced control, because it enables you to easily reset lost passwords or forgotten passwords for your users. It helps you to offboard employees who are leaving the company, and helps you transferring their existing data to another employee who is still at the company. And also you can opt for remote wiping of data for a lost or stolen device. You probably already know that with the end-to-end encryption security architecture that Tresorit has, normally if you forget your password, then we are not able to recover that for you without losing access to all your content. This makes advanced control even more important, so you will be able to do that for your users. Moving forward in time, I would like to tell you about the domain verification feature that we introduced earlier this year in February. And I think it's a very useful feature for administrators. With this, you are able to associate your domain name with your Tresorit subscription. And with this, you gain like very strict and very useful controls about who can use Tresorit within your company. You can enforce that everyone who is using Tresorit with a company email address to be part of your subscription, so you can exert all the control options and reporting on these users. This way, you can prevent shadow IT in your organization. Or on the other hand, you can simply deny them of accessing Tresorit. So you will be in like a very strict and very precise control of who is using Tresorit and who is not. And even further, I think the most useful or time-saving feature that we introduced this year is the provisioning, automatic user provisioning and deprovisioning option. With this option, you can connect your Tresorit subscription to your identity provider, and it enables you to automatically create users in your Tresorit subscription whenever a new employee has joined your company, or disable the user in your Tresorit subscription when someone is leaving your company without having to go to the Tresorit admin center and do this step manually. So it's a huge time-saving effort, and it also helps you to make your security processes even more compliant. Currently, we support this for Azure AD and Okta. After the user management, let's move to the second solution group. And in this group, I will talk about policy templates and the various policy template settings. And as before, I would like to start with a basic one, or one that we introduced years ago. And this is still like one of the most fundamental settings that you can employ to your organization. With sharing policy settings, you can introduce like granular restrictions on who in your company is able to share content with internal or external peoples. You can find this setting for the folder sharing and also for the link-based sharing options as well. And with this option, you can create policy templates that either supports internal collaboration or supports external collaboration. We will bring you an example later in this webinar. As Tamás mentioned earlier in the introduction of this webinar, that one thing it doesn't change is that we are focusing on the privacy of our customers, and in terms of privacy, it also applies to our own operations as well. And we listen to the requests and demands of our customers, and we recently introduced a new policy template with which you can control who in your organization receives like additional tips, guides, or promotional emails from Tresorit. With this, you can minimize the unwanted email traffics to your users or to your employees. Yep, and with that, we move to the third category, the user reporting functions. And first, I would like to draw your attention to our user activity reports, which is there for several years. And with those, you can gain very detailed insights on how your team operates in Tresorit. You can review link sharing, folder invitations, and and also it shows you like granularly the accesses on your shared content or your external shared content via links. And we are continuously extending the list of reports that are available. So we recently added 2 new reports regarding our new email encryption capability as well. But one disadvantage of this, the existing capabilities were that you have to go there to the administrative panel and manually download the reports to review them. So I would like to announce one of our most recent administrative feature and integration, which allows you to connect your Tresorit subscription to your already existing secure information and event management system, so SIEM system for short. With this integration, you are able to monitor your employees or user activity within Tresorit right in the same SIEM system that you use to monitor the rest of your IT organization or IT setup, and you can set up like automatic rules to detect any misconduct or alerts for yourself. Currently, we integrate to Microsoft Sentinel with Splunk integration on the way. With these settings, you can. It's similar to the previous settings that it can help you to fulfill your compliance and IT risk requirements. And for the very last, I brought you like one last setting that doesn't really fit into any of the categories, but I wanted to like draw your attention to one of our new additions. We reworked the email encryption rules that we already had, like under the name of Outlook plugin policy within the advanced control. And with these rules, you can set up trusted and untrusted recipients for whom the emails and email attachments will be automatically encrypted, or actually it's based on the rules that you set up. And this way you can actually enforce that all external communication or all internal communications to be done in a safe, secure, and end-to-end encrypted fashion. These were the highlights that I wanted to show you. But before I give back the microphone to Tamás, I brought you 2 examples. So you see these options in action, and we created 2 like typical scenarios, one for internal usage, and I will show you how we advise you as a best practice to set up your Tresorit subscription for an internal sharing scenario. So this is where you see our administrative panel, the policy settings in action, and you can see the default templates is always created when you set up a new Tresorit subscription. And for the sake of this example, we are going to make a new template and select a data residency option to store the files that the group of internal users are using to store data. Because we are in this scenario, we are opting for an internal collaboration. We assume that our colleagues will access their Tresorit account via desktop machines, Windows, and web. So we set up the devices rule accordingly. We also disable permanent deletion, so we can prevent any unwanted or unwanted loss of data. We leave folder creation and folder synchronization as it is, because for internal collaboration, these are very useful. And this is our new email settings. We disable the promotion email so our colleagues can focus on their and on their work. We enable 2-step verification. obviously for the increased security of the user accounts. And most importantly, we will set up the folder and link sharing rules to an internal setup. So we will require that only the subscription members can be invited and shared with data in this organization. And if you wish, you can even like log down the subscription to a specific set of IP addresses, so your employees will be able to access the Tresorit contents internally within your like on-premise organization or the limited set of home office computers. So this was the internal scenario, and now we'll briefly show you an different setting for the external usage. It starts similarly. So we create a new template and apply all the basic settings that we did in the previous example. And we also choose the data residency for the externally shared data as well. Switching to the new template, set up the devices, permanent deletion, and promotions. In this case, we prepare for an external sharing scenario. So we are, but we don't allow external sharing entirely, but set up like a more restricted rules with specifying the allowed list of domains that our employees or our users are able to share content with. And we do the same with the link-based sharing. And in addition to limit the recipient domains, we also enable the automatic deletion of shared files. So this way we don't have to worry about how our data will remain in Tresorit as long as the sharing is no longer active. And for additional security, we can limit the accessibility of links to a specific expiration date, a specific open limit, and also require our users to turn on access logs, email verification, and password for the externally shared documents. And after saving, our templates are already live, and we can start assigning users to this template on the users tab. I will not show you that, but don't worry if you didn't have time to take notes all of these, because we created a sort of checklist for these two examples, and you will receive the slides after the webinar, so you can go through this checklist and review your policy settings. And with that, I conclude this part of the webinar and give back the microphone to Tamás.
Thanks a lot, Peter. Such great features. Happy to see them. One short thing after that, we just wanted to highlight that with all of the things mentioned, we use the same level of encryption, our end-to-end encryption technology, and with that, you can be sure that you are GDPR compliant or overseas CCPA ready, and that's why most of the lists include us when it comes to a file sharing, file storing solution as a top choice for customers. And we showed you many things, but if you're interested how different companies in different industries apply Tresorit and benefit from it, be sure to check our customer stories on our website. And now the Q&A. Of course, you have many questions. There was a lot of things mentioned, so feel free to use the Q&A button and write in your questions, and we are happy to answer them. It can happen that your question won't be answered here, but don't worry, with the presentation, we will send out answers to all of the questions.
Yeah, we already got a question regarding which user activities can I monitor with SIEM integration. That's a great question, and currently you can monitor all user management activities that happens in the admin center. So you can among the events you can find when a user is added to the subscription, removed from the subscription, when someone logs into the Tresorit account, turns on single sign-on, two-step verification option. So the user management actions like this, and the new and other events will be integrated to the SIEM integration later on. Another question. Yeah, can I apply existing policies to new team members? Yes, obviously, you can apply existing policies. You can always change which policy templates applies to which users, and also you can select, or by setting up the default template accordingly, you can also control which will be the default settings that all new users in your subscription will be applied to. Yep, and yeah, I think we received 2 more questions in German. I'm not answering them right now, but we will cover these questions later on in the Q&A and FAQ document, and we will cover these as well in a follow-up email, and we will answer those as well. If you still have questions, don't hesitate to type them in. But conscious of time, we need to close our webinar soon. So I give back the microphone to Tamás.
Yeah, thanks a lot for all your questions. We wanted to highlight our next webinar, so save the date, 6th of December, where our product managers will summarize all our major releases since summer, since the last State of the Union webinar. So make sure to be there if you are interested what Tresorit developed in the second half of the year. And plus one thing, we want to invite you to build Tresorit together. Since always, it's the most important thing for us to get feedback from our customers and to build the things that our customers need to succeed. So if you go to your admin center, then you will find our roadmap. You can see the upcoming features, and you can add insights as well. So feel free to add anything that you'd like to have in the future, or anything else. We are always happy to see your feedback and make decisions according to that. And with that, that concludes our webinar. Thanks a lot for your attention. Hope you learned some useful things and something that you can apply in managing your Tresorit account. If you have any other questions or anything else you want to share, please just write an email to either Peter or you can always contact your account managers. We are always here to help.